Hello, Milk. How are you? Enjoying the sunshine? Are you? This is the neighbour's cat, but it likes our driveway. So actually I'm not making a video about the cat today. It's this little plant to the right of it here with the pink flowers. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just testing out my new phone today. It's not actually a completely new phone, it's a second-hand phone. But my old one, I left up the allotment and it got rained on, so that's died. So I'm hoping the quality will be a lot better on this one. So yeah, I'm making a video today about this little plant here with the pink flower, and I've got some books here to help me identify it. It's called herb Robert. That's the common name for it. The Latin name, so it's a kind of geranium, so the Latin name is Geranium robertianum. When I was a kid, we always called it fox geranium or fox jerry gum. And the other name, I think, is crane's bill. Can you see the seed pods there? They swell up and it looks like a bird's beak as the seeds begin to form. And eventually they go pop and the seeds go everywhere. And in late summer you can hear them going on a hot day. And they spread all over the place, so I've got loads on the driveway down there. You can see a tall one standing up. They don't grow that tall. So here I've got a pot, and it did have thyme in it, but this is the herb Robert has come up in the pot, and I've taken some out of the driveway and put in these little pots. And yeah, probably give these to. I've had a friend, and she was saying that her hands are very dry because she's doing a lot of hand washing at the moment, and obviously that can dry your hands out and make them go a bit crusty. And I've heard that this herb is very good for that. So this is James Wong's book. Excuse my shadow there. Dermatological remedies. So his recipe is a bit more complicated than I'm going to do. He's using manuka honey and rosemary, and then he's got a basic olive oil with some emulsifying wax, beeswax, and some benzoin. But I'm going to do something a bit simpler, so I like simple. So first of all, I've taken the herb and I've chopped it up quite finely. Does anyone know what these kind of knives are called? Can't remember, but I always use these. You could use like a little food processor if you wanted, but I like to use those. So I've chopped it up quite finely, and then I'm going to infuse it in either oil, or I've got some cider vinegar here. So one thing I'm going to try is to put some. This is, I don't know if you'll be able to see. This is vinegar that's on the mother, so it's got like some gloop in the bottom there. So basically that's just cider that's allowed to oxidize into vinegar. And I'm going to put, so I'll just put a small amount of the herb in with that and let it infuse. And the idea of that will be, it will be like a rinse. So after you've like washed your hands with like normal soap, if you've done a job where you're going to need to wash your hands quite a lot, maybe preparing a particular food or something that's quite greasy, and then after you've finished washing your hands, you could rinse them in the cider vinegar. And what that will do, it's quite acid, so it will react with the alkaline in the soap, and reduce the alkalinity, which sometimes causes problems with people's skin. And it will also take away any residual perfumes. And then the herb Robert hopefully will help improve the skin. And then the other thing I'm doing, so this is coconut oil, extra virgin, cold pressed, 100% raw. So it's just from Aldi. It wasn't, I don't know if it's sustainably sourced, probably not. I mean, it is organic at least. It wasn't especially expensive, it's just something that I've got. And it comes as a solid. And then I've got some here in some hot water that I've just melted. And so I'll just put a couple of teaspoons of the herb in that and let it solidify again. And then when I want to use it, I'll probably melt it again and put it through maybe a tea strainer or something into little pots that I'm going to use. So if you want to do something a bit more fancy, I'd recommend almond oil. It's a bit more expensive, but it's traditionally used for skin and hair. So, and what I do, I'll infuse, so I'll put a small amount of that in a little jar, much like this jar over here, with the herb, and let it infuse for a day or two, and then I'll heat it up, strain it, and then I'll add some beeswax. This is a beeswax candle, and the beeswax, just a small amount, melt that in, and then let the whole thing solidify, and you get quite a nice little ointment then that you can use. The other thing you can use the vinegar for is, so some people find that when they shampoo their hair or condition their hair, they get kind of a residual left behind, and that tends to have a bad reaction with their scalp. So as well as using it to get rid of soap on your hands, you can also use it like on your hair. So yeah, that's another use. Anyway, I hope you found today's little video okay. It's the first one I've done on this phone, so hopefully I'll be able to do a few more and get better at it. Right, see you about.